At its first meeting on Thursday, the new cabinet focused on several major policy directions, including a decision to allow for amendments to be made to the Children Life Fund statute. Speaking to the media at a post-cabinet media briefing at the Red House, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar said a review of the existing legislation has revealed that there are certain areas which require reform to ensure that the fund is better utilized by expanding the category of applicants to children suffering from life-threatening and life-limited medical illnesses.
And not just for helping children suffering from life-threatening illnesses. So when we started it in the first instance, it was for those with life-threatening illnesses. We have now approved an amendment for a bill to be laid in the Parliament at its first sitting to include children suffering from life-threatening illnesses and for children suffering from life-limited medical illnesses.
Also on the agenda was the repeal of the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority Act.
And so we took the decision that TTRA Act be repealed and the Honourable Prime Minister be authorised to address all financial and staffing obligations attendant on that authority to bring its operations to a close. Further, in keeping with government's stated policy, this government's policy, government will focus on resources, on strengthening the BIR, instead of spending to establish this failure of a TTRA.
The Prime Minister said a special committee is also being formed to explore the creation of a stand your ground law which would allow citizens to defend themselves and their property when threatened. She said the special committee will be asked to evaluate and make proposals for an effective suite of measures.
This special committee will make recommendations for an appropriate stand your ground law in Trinidad and Tobago. Data gathered by CAPA, the Crime and Problem Analysis Branch of the TTPS, shows that there has been significant increases in burglaries in almost every division in both Trinidad and Tobago.
In outlining her administration's policy direction, the Prime Minister said the government will find a way to meet the fiscal deficits anticipated in 2025. She further revealed plans to scrap the controversial demerit points system for drivers and announced a reassessment of the Petrotrin refinery with a view toward its possible reopening. Additionally, the government plans to reintroduce the distribution of laptops to all secondary school students starting in the next school term, a revival of a policy previously implemented under her leadership.